Hi, this is Nathan Carter here, rocking the airwaves on Backbeat, the rock source with AndreGraziadei.
All music is the same. It's just a new set of lyrics and a new backbeat.
AndreGraziadei for the Backbeat Experience here today in a chat with Nathan Carter and John. What's your last name? Part?
Pettifer.
Pettifer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say Pettifer.
Pettifer,
Yeah.
as we Canadians would say.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for taking time out of your busy schedule, touring, doing your promotion there in Germany.
No problem, thanks for having us.
Yeah. First time here in Germany.
First time, arrived today from Dublin, and we've done this is our 5th interview today. I think it's our 5th, so it's going good. I've seen not too much of the sights, but I've seen
A little bit of highway.
a bit of town. And, it's been good.
Yeah. So singing for your family at a young age, that's essentially how it started, right?
Yeah, I used to entertain my my family at parties, and they used to tell me that I was to keep practicing.
Isn't that what they tell all young
So
people?
I kept practicing, and yeah, my granddad was a big fan of country music all of his life, and he loved singers like Johnny Cash, Patsy Cline, Willie Nelson. In our house at home, that sort of music was played all the time, so I gradually got to like country music, and still like it to this day, and sing a bit of country, a good bit of country, you know. A lot of my influences would be based on country music, and my mum's side of the family originated from Northern Ireland, going back generations, and the Irish roots have stayed there, and I got sent to Irish music classes as a kid and started playing the accordion at the age of 5. They also sent me for Irish dancing lessons, but I was sent
But this
home.
was in Liverpool.
This was in Liverpool.
Okay.
But I was sent home after the first Irish dancing lesson. I was sent home. No good, so they told me to keep it going with the music. So yeah, so my I guess my musical style is between Celtic music and country music, but you know, that's what I sing and I enjoy singing, and that's the sort of music I record as well and write.
So I guess that being exposed to that was the determining factor that made you gravitate towards folk and country music.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I mainly through my granddad playing all of them songs, and I just like that sort of music. It was a bit unusual, I suppose. A young guy like me, I was only 18, 19 when I left school to pursue this career in music. To be singing that sort of stuff was a bit unusual. It's normally pop music or rock music, but I always liked it, and it's funny now because especially in Ireland and the UK, a lot of the younger generation have got into country music over the last few years. It's become a bit more cool, if that makes any sense. It's not a
Well, you're making it cool.
well, it's not just down to me now. It's down to a lot of other things. But yeah, I'm glad to see that people of the younger generation are now accepting country music.
Well, it looks like you're starting to be a pretty large part of the equation.
Well, I know in Ireland anyway, I guess I would have been, but there's been programs like Nashville, the TV series, which has opened up a lot of doors to people who never would have listened to country, but because they watched that sort of show and
They've been exposed to it.
they start listening to it, you know, so it's pretty cool.
So, what made you pick up the accordion? It's not an easy instrument to, first of all, to play, and secondly, to drag around.
The typewriter, yeah.
The typewriter, yes.
For anyone that doesn't know, we had a personal joke. I was flying from Dublin today, and I got stopped with my accordion, and the guy asked me, was it a typewriter? So I said, no, it's an accordion. So yeah, I seen my dad's dad, my other granddad. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, but he used to play the accordion, and I got dragged along to our local Irish centre in Liverpool from I was about 3 years old, and I used to see, there was an old man who used to come and play the accordion, and I always used to sit and watch him for hours. I wouldn't move, and I was always into the instrument, and I always liked it, and it's been the bane of my life ever since.
So it was a fascination from day one.
Yes,
Okay.
certainly was.
You mentioned your grandfather introduced you to so-and-so. I seem to think of Michael Bublé in a correlation with his grandfather that introduced him to that style of music.
Yeah,
And it was certainly for that point in time, for him, certainly not cool either.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. In fact, Michael Bublé would be one of my idols. I think he's fantastic. I know he's Canadian as well.
That's right.
I've seen him 3 times now. I've seen him perform 3 times, and he's actually coming to Ireland this summer. But I see a couple of similarities in, like you say, his granddad introduced him to the music, and I seen a documentary with him as well, and he said that it wasn't that cool whenever he was starting out. All his friends were saying, "Why was he singing this sort of old style music?" You know. But I think there's so many genres out there. It's good for you to do your different stuff, you know, and not just go down the main route of rock or pop or whatever, you know.
Speaking of different styles of music, directions, I kind of view your music as FOLKTRY.
FOLKTRY?
FOLKTRY.
Right, okay.
Like, kind of like folk and country. Like FOLKTRY. That's the kind of how I picture it. And considering the female fan adoration that you have, I mean, tossing knickers on stage, we kind of like the Tom Jones of FOLKTRY.
Very good. I've never been, never heard this one before, but that's it could catch on. FOLKTRY.
You never know.
Yeah, we could start using it. Yeah, it's good.
Well, how about you give us an example of some FOLKTRY?
Okay, we can do, sure, yeah. Well, this song, I'll do the title track of the album that we've just released here in Germany. This is a song originally written by Bob Dylan, and I recorded it 6 years ago in Ireland, and it went to the top of the charts for me. It did really well. It was kind of my
Your launching pad.
My breakthrough song, yeah. And a guy called Darius Rucker from the States then recorded it the following
Booty and the Blowfish.
and he got a #1 in the States.
Yeah.
I got #1 in Ireland. He made a lot more money. But it's been a great song, and it goes something like this.
All right.
Let's do it. Head down south to the land of pines, and found my way to North Carolina. Staring up the road, pray to God I see headlights. I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood. Me mama really well feel singing, hey, hey, yeah, mama rock me. Yeah, rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Yeah, rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Woo!
Great. I always said if you're going to cover a song, put your own spin on it.
That's it, yeah. No, I was originally I heard that song by the Old Crow Medicine Show, and Bob Dylan. They kind of co-wrote it, you know, through the years. And took it in the studio and just did my own thing. And I was very lucky. I did a video for it on a beach up in Donegal in the north coast of Ireland. And
On a nippy day.
it wasn't that warm, and we had to pretend it was warm. But the video ended up at like 3.5–4 million views, you know, so it did really well for me. And as I say, it was a breakthrough song. It's the title track of the album here for the German market.
Yeah. I see that it's mostly kind of a best of.
Yeah, it's stuff that I've recorded over the last 3 or 4 years. I've written a few of the songs, and the rest of them are kind of covers that are from different albums that I've picked, you know. So. We do a lot of the songs in the live show, which we're going to be bringing to Germany at the end of this month, into the first week of June. We're doing around 6 dates, first ever tour here, so really looking forward to it. We're bringing the full show, got a 6-piece band, very multi-talented lads in the band, fiddle player who plays mandolin, dobro, our guitar player plays steel, harmonica, banjo. We've got a saxophone player who plays whistles, and so there's literally nearly every instrument you can think of
direction of instruments
will be on stage. So we love performing, and I'm so glad to be coming here for the first time and bringing the full show.
Great. So you left Liverpool for Ireland. What prompted that move?
Well, I was gigging in bars and pubs and clubs around the north of England where I lived, and I was offered to come over to Ireland for a couple of gigs, so I went over one weekend, sang at a charity gig, and met my manager, who persuaded me to move over, and he just said, we'll get a band together and I'll get you some gigs. So I said, let's do it. So took a chance, got on the boat and drove all my stuff over, and I've been there 9 years now. So.
I know how that feels. We went through that, yeah. So you do all the social media yourself, you know?
Yeah.
You contact and the replies to your fans, and I mean, that's, of course, these days it's certainly an efficient way, you know, to get known.
It's it seems to me the only way now that you can interact with fans immediately. You know, obviously years ago there was fan clubs and you'd write letters and, you know, you'd respond maybe a couple of weeks back if you got a response.
Right.
Whereas now it's just it's so easy to everyone's keeping contact with what you're doing, and like, for example, I've been putting up Instagram posts all today, just keeping the journey on the road, and you know, people watching it from all corners of the world, from America to Canada to Ireland and in England and Scotland. So it's great. It's really, I find it a very useful tool, you know, to let people know what's happening and what you do.
Does that seem to what's what I'm looking for? Encroach on your privacy?
Without a doubt.
Yes.
And it's another job the whole time. You know, if you're with a big record label, which I used to be signed with a big record label, but they would have someone assigned just to do that job and come with you, and that was it. But you know, it doesn't make sense. I do most of it, you know, and try and stay on top of it and do it as well as I can. It definitely does take up a lot of time, and you know, you find you should be worrying about songs or the performance, and instead you're trying to take a selfie or tag a radio station in. But it's all part of the job now, you know. So are you a meticulous person? I would be when it comes down to our show. I pretty hands-on, and just I want it to be the best it can be, you know. Because I was watching this documentary on your marquee show where you went shopping with your nan. Oh right, yeah. And she was like, she's the one that was kind of impatient. Yeah, she's pretty impatient. I get my recklessness from my nan. My granny. She's a force to be reckoned with, as we say back at home. She's 78 now, and she thinks she's 21 still. So. Well, you're keeping her young. Yeah, she comes on tour with us, and she sells my merchandise when we're in England and the UK. And she gets stuff done. You know, and no one stands in her way. If she wants to get something done, she gets it done. So. Well, you got the right person for the job. Yeah, this is it. So last year, 2017, you did a North American tour, accompanied with with Chloe Agnew. Yeah. How did that go? Was that kind of like a duet evening, or was it? It was, yeah. Chloe did. She sang about 7 or 8 songs, and we did some duets throughout the show. For anyone that doesn't know Chloe, she was part of a group called Celtic Women. They toured a lot in the States. They did it really well. It was a TV show. They did a few shows with public television over there, and PBS showed it all the time. So she's pretty well known. So for my first time going out there, we brought her on board, and I asked her would she come do the tour. So it was great because there was a lot of people who turned up just to see Chloe, and obviously they didn't know me. So like it was great for me to get singing in front of some big audiences. But it was great fun, and I love playing new places. I mean, we're going back to the States again and Canada to do another run later this year. And as I say, we're coming to Germany for the first time to bring the show, and I love playing new places and getting to play the songs for the first time to people that have never seen us before. It's the first time I'm seeing us, and I think it's great. It keeps us fresh, and it just keeps everything new, and it's a new experience. So. Well, you seem to be picking up some steam, because I was looking at your tour schedule. 3 nights in Killarney. Yeah. That's in 10 days time or 12 days time. So I mean, that's no bad pickings there. 4 nights in Inverness. Yeah.
I mean, selling 4 nights.
Yeah. We have certain areas which do very well. You know, I mean, Killarney, there'll probably be about 5,000 tickets sold throughout the weekend, which is great. You know, and Inverness is the very top of Scotland, and for some reason up there, what do we call it? FOLKTRY. FOLKTRY music is very popular up there. So we generally sell about 3,500-4,000 tickets over the 4 or 5 nights. You know, so. But yeah, I mean, there's certain areas that do really well, and we're hoping the German market will be something like that eventually, you know.
I'm sure it will be. It's Germans are pretty much open to a lot of styles of music.
Yeah,
definitely.
I was told that.
Yeah.
I was told that.
And in November, you're going to the mecca of country music. You're going to Branson, Missouri.
Yeah.
5 nights.
5 nights there. Yeah. A friend of mine, Daniel O'Donnell, who's from Ireland. He's pretty well known singer, crooner type singer. You know, and he does a bit of country and a bit of Irish stuff. He's there. He does that every year. He goes out to Branson for a month and sells it out. They have buses coming from everywhere to come and see him. So he told me about these gigs, and I said, "Oh well, I might try and go out while you're there and do a few shows myself." So we're going out at the same time as him, and we're doing a week in the theatre down the road. So I was there a couple of weeks ago. It's very different now, Branson. Very different to whatever the other places I've been. It seems to be its own little town. You know?
It's another world.
Were you there before?
No, I haven't been.
It's different. But you know, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be hopefully a busy week.
So seeing as your shows get bigger and bigger, I guess living room shows are no longer an option.
Yeah, well, the living room shows are no longer anymore. But well, to be honest, for me, it doesn't matter what the size of the venue is or the gig. I love performing. I enjoy performing, and if there's 10 there or 1,000 people, it doesn't matter. You know, as long as I'm on stage.
A true artist. So so as I mentioned, this is like the greatest hits for the German market.
Yeah.
But you have a new album you recorded in Nashville. What was the advantage of recording there?
The advantage of recording in Nashville is it's really quick. The musicians are just so fast at recording, and they're just incredible. Their talents are endless. But it's mainly the how fast they can turn around a record. Like I was in there for 2 days, myself and John, and we brought in A-list players that play with all different artists in country, from Alan Jackson to Brad Paisley to just the best of the best. And they come in and you play them the song and they write the chart down and bang, they do a take and it's done. It's just so quick, you know. If we were back at home, we'd be a day doing 2 songs, whereas in Nashville I got 8 songs a day done, you know.
So you had some hired guns?
Hired guns, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
They were in and out within 9 or 10 hours.
It was like robbing a bank.
Yeah, it was so quick. So that's the big advantage.
So how are your composing skills at this point in your career?
I go through different phases of writing, you know, maybe for a couple of weeks, and then I don't write for 6 months. I've seen in an interview earlier today, I don't really enjoy the writing. I think I get frustrated because I can't finish the song sometimes. You know, you get a good idea and then it's going well, and then I get frustrated and leave it for a while. But for me, the performing that's what I love. You know, I just love being on stage and entertaining people. And for me, that's what it's about. It's the entertainment business, and people who come to shows, we try and make sure they have a really good night and they leave saying, you know, we had a blast. So for me, that's what it's about.
Well, regarding songwriting, I mean, you can't force inspiration.
No, this is it. And you know, I get ideas every now and again, and I'll write them down. But I find, I mean, the whole Nashville culture is they sit down every day to write songs, and for me, it just, if you've got nothing to talk about or write about, there's probably no point in doing it. It ends up, I don't know, just seems a bit meaningless, you know.
So when is this new album going to be out?
Yeah, probably this summer. Yeah, I'm going to release.
So is that going to coincide with this?
Yeah, well, I suppose this album is just for the German market, so
right.
we're pushing it here, and that's the idea of let people know of me and know of my music. And then the new album will be out later this year as well. But nothing ever happens in order with me. It's just it's a bit crazy, you know. But that's just the way it is. I think with the internet now as well, people just get your music online and YouTube and iTunes, and the days of buying an album and reading the credits and reading, it's just gone, isn't it?
It's gone.
You know, so
that experience is lost.
it's just gone. And for me, it's so sad because I loved reading through credits and albums and seeing who played on the tracks. And, you know, but we're in a different age now, and people can just get whatever album, whatever song they want of yours online.
Unfortunately, with no background or information.
It's very sad. Very
So, would you want to play something else?
sad. I can do, no problem. Yeah.
Would it be something new or something old?
We could do something old. Yeah. Let's do a Celtic song this time. We'll do. This is a song off the album Caledonia.
Okay.
And this is the folky side of the FOLKTRY music.
Check this tune.
Okay. So, this is an old Scottish song, written by a guy called Dougie MacLean. It's called Caledonia. It's one of my favourite ever folk songs. And, I hope you like my version of it. 2, 3. I've ever had.
Beautiful. You got one of your, I think it's your album or your songs, Living the Dream?
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing right now?
That is exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm definitely living the dream. That was the title track of my last album we released in Ireland and the UK, and that track's on this album as well. I wrote that with a guy, Don Mescal, and I was getting told all the time by my friends and my family, God man, you flying here, there and everywhere and singing to thousands of people, you're living the dream. And I said,
Inspiration.
there we go, Dean. There's a song title if I ever heard one. So, yeah.
So with success comes responsibility. So essentially, you are a business right now.
Yeah.
So that's like playing Heavy Shoulders, you know.
Yeah. It's a bit different than when I started. When I started, I was just me. It was self-employed, me, and I'd turn up for a gig. And whereas now we've 6 musicians and. I think there's 6 crew as well, between sound, lights and staging, and of course my manager, and so there's a lot of people to keep happy and keep on the road, but it's all part and parcel of the job and the game I'm in.
But you know why they call Springsteen the boss?
He is the boss, I guess.
No.
People know.
He used to pay his musicians at the end of every gig.
Right. Oh,
So that's how you want to get paid, go see the boss.
Right.
So that's how you got his nickname.
Okay. Yeah. He's incredible.
He does 3-hour shows. I mean, who does that?
I know. People in Ireland just love Bruce Springsteen. Like him and Garth Brooks are like God in Ireland.
Okay. Well, I believe it. I believe it. So, what do you do on your time off?
Time off. What's that?
Okay. So all right? Aside from that, what's the latest film you've seen? I heard that you like to watch movies.
I
on
watch
TV.
movies all the time. I went last week to see a horror film. What was it?
What? Horror?
Yeah.
You into that?
Not really. No.
No,
It was
not
the only
really?
thing on. It was the only new film on. I go every week if I get a night
So
off.
you went just because it's a new movie?
Yeah. And
Or
even
you are a die-hard moviegoer?
I checked the online
Right.
ratings they get, and
Yeah.
this one only got 40%, and I said, do you know what, I'll go anyway.
And you still went?
Still went, even though we only got 40%.
Was it a stinger?
It was okay. It was okay.
Popcorn.
They do these roasted nuts and the best ice cream in the cinema. So
Really?
that's one of the reasons I go.
Well, I went to Mississippi last year. They had roasted peanuts. It was like, no, sorry, no, boiled peanuts.
Oh,
Boiled
no,
peanuts.
no, it wouldn't
You
be.
can buy them in the can and whatever else. I was like, no, I don't think so.
No. These ones have like a spicy dust on them, and they're really good.
Oh,
Nuts.
okay.
Yeah.
Something different.
So.
So what would be your hidden musical pleasure? Now, if you're driving alone in the car somewhere and you kind of like you pop in opera, whatever.
No, not opera. No.
What would be your guilty musical pleasure?
probably my favourite song of all time is American Pie, Don McLean. So, I would listen to the live 8-minute version.
Okay.
And yeah, I would listen to that. That would be my guilty pleasure quite often.
Okay. All right. Now we wind up with something I asked to be either or, so you get to pick and choose.
Okay, cool.
All right. So fishing or gardening?
Fishing, yeah. Yeah.
Was that a difficult one?
I don't like either. So.
You don't like either. Okay. Either. Cooking or handiwork?
Cooking, yeah.
Oh, okay. Driving or flying?
Driving all day long. Love cars.
What's your favorite car?
The new Bentley GT Continental. We see
Wow.
one today.
Let's not think high, right?
Yeah, we see one today in orange. It was
What?
brand new, spanking new,
Okay.
shiny as anything.
4-door?
No, it's a 2-door.
Coupe.
The
Okay.
coupe GT Continental.
Right.
Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible.
Well.
If I win the lottery, I might buy one.
Nah, the way you're going. You know. Beer or whiskey?
Whiskey.
Whiskey. Automobile or motorcycle?
Automobile.
Do you have a motorcycle license?
No.
No intention.
No.
Okay.
I think I wouldn't last too long on a motorbike. I think I wouldn't
You wouldn't trust yourself?
No.
Okay. Finally, movie or concert?
No, concert actually. Yeah. Concert.
Oh!
Yeah. No,
Okay.
it's hard to beat a live gig.
Right.
I love live gigs.
Because a movie you can watch anytime. A
That's
concert's a one-time thing.
But you know what really annoys me now is that when everyone goes to concerts, they just constantly film and they don't end up.
They're not
actually
experiencing
watching
it.
the concert.
They're not experiencing a concert, they're watching their phone. Yeah.
That really bugs me.
People, some artists these days are trying to, outlaw that, but I mean, it's difficult.
It is, and I guess people just want to capture the moment, but you end up missing the moment because you're so engrossed
That's right.
in the film, and it's just, it just annoys me.
We'll hark back to the days of lighters.
Yeah, exactly. Candle in the wind.
Yeah. Well, Nathan, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was a really good interview.
John?
Great fun.
Thank you.